Hi, welcome to YCO Wednesday. Hi, my name is John Lim. I'm one of the UQ-Ochsner fourth year medical students. Today, we'll be talking about the internal medicine interest group. And today we are joined by our fellow classmate here, Nathan. He's one of the UQ-Ochsner internal medicine interest group presidents. And we'll be asking him some questions. Nathan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hi, my name is Nathan. I'm a fourth year medical student at the UQ-Ochsner Clinical School. I originally grew up in Los Angeles, California. I went to undergrad at UC San Diego. And now I'm here, my final year of med school, doing stuff as the president of the internal medicine interest group. So,
sounds good. We'll jump in straight to the first question. So, what inspired you to become the president of the internal medicine interest group?
When I started this program, I knew I wanted to go either into internal medicine or emergency medicine. So when I was in Australia, when I was in Brisbane for my second year, I got some early clinical experience in the hospitals around Brisbane. I kind of liked how, as internal medicine, you kind of just see everything. You're not restricted to just one thing. You kind of see something new, and you learn something new as well all the time. So, and I also spoke to some of my upperclassmen who were mentoring me. And after some thinking, I decided I wanted to pursue internal medicine.
That's a good choice. Let's jump to the second question. How do you manage your academic workload and then also leading an interest group on the side?
Yeah, so for all of us, I'm sure school definitely comes first. And I'm also pretty lucky to have a board, that supports me. And so, whenever we have events coming up, I always talk with my board, usually a month in advance, maybe a little more than that. Just to see if we need to talk to any residents, talk to any attending physicians, see if we need to book any rooms as well. So, I'm lucky to have a board that, likes to get their feet wet. They're always suggesting potential events to me as well. And, they're always there to support me, when it comes to, reaching out to people and making sure that I'm not shouldering everything on my own.
And then we'll jump into the third question. What type of events or activities does the internal medicine interest group organize or participate in?
Yeah, so we've been trying to organize both professional and social activities. So for example, for some social activities, this past April, we had the Ochsner Internal Medicine Assistant Program Director, Dr. James Bragg. He hosted us at his house. He brought a couple of third years and chief residents as well. So we got to ask questions about residency and beyond, eat good food, and just kind of connect with the IM residency program too. Another event that we did earlier this January was kind of like an icebreaker where, since the third years are new to New Orleans, we got together at a brewery, just get some drinks, get some food, and we also had a little thing where we kind of ran through the patient presentation with them. So it's kind of a mix of both professional and social. And for more strictly professional activities, we've had a couple ultrasound workshops. We've also had a couple panels. We've had one for our graduates this year who matched into IM. So just, advice about the application process, about the match, things like that. And also we had a panel with some outpatient internal medicine physicians who, just talked about their daily life, what being an internist or an outpatient physician is. They talked about a lot of things that we don't really get to discuss in school, like insurance, finances, things like that. So that was pretty helpful too.
The fourth question is, how can new members or the students that are interested in internal medicine be involved or get the most out of their experience here while here?
Yeah. So, our events are definitely not exclusive to just people who want to pursue internal medicine. Our events are open to anyone. So if you want to come join us, you're more than welcome to just show up. I feel like a lot of our events that we held are not only open to anyone, but they're also useful for people that aren't, not just for people who are interested in IM. Like for example, knowing how to ultrasound or knowing how to use an ultrasound is something that isn't exclusive to IM. Definitely people who want to be emergency medicine physicians definitely can make use of that too. And also just for, when we had our match panel, when we had a panel with the graduates who just matched, a lot of their advice about applying, about, where to signal, where to preference, what programs to select, your criteria for choosing these programs, and interview questions. These are definitely not just advice that's applicable just to IM. If you're applying FM or EM or anesthesia, there's definitely something to be gained from our events as well.
What have been your most rewarding experience in this role as the president of internal medicine interest group?
I think just being able to interact with my peers and the lower classmen, and being able to do like a bunch of things for them. Whether it's sharing my personal experiences on the floors with them, holding tutoring sessions for for our shelf exams or for USMLE steps 1 and 2, and also just in general just connecting with them socially. And what's probably one of the most stressful and pivotal moments of our lives. I think being in this role, it's allowed me to, it's allowed me to connect with so many people, whether it's my students or whether it's students or residents or attendings. And it's allowed me to step into a greater role and basically grow in professional, academic, and personal ways. So yeah.
Okay. How has this role influenced your career goals or your general interest in internal medicine?
I think one way through it's shaped my future aspirations is that I know I want to do some sort of teaching in the future. I really like teaching, I really like tutoring, and that's something I hope I can continue to do both as a resident and beyond. It's also just further cemented my desire to pursue IM. So far, being the president of the interest group and being a med student, you get so much exposure to IM, how specialized it is, all the different specialties you can pursue. And I know it's further cemented my desire to pursue IM just because of how cerebral it is. There's just so much to know. You see so many diseases, even some rare ones too, that you don't see on a day-to-day basis that you might not be able to see in other specialties. And also just, everyone I met through IM, whether it's residents, attendings, peers, they're all really awesome people. And I think that's definitely shaped my desire to pursue IM. And lastly, I feel like as an internist, you're always learning. There's always something, just because of how diverse it is, you're always learning something new. And basically you continue to be like a lifelong student of medicine. And that's something I feel like is really important to my growth and development as a future physician.
Thank you, Nathan, for your information and topics that we discussed today. And congratulations on your role.
Thank you.
All right, and then this ends our YCO Wednesday episode. And then this was joined by Nathan, and my name is John, and we'll see you on the next episode.